am a microphone killer. I 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 am a microphone killer. My third eye vision is optical, bird's eye position like suspension from the ceiling to Mission Impossible. I shine at the lightest hours. The bright devour hit you from the Eiffel Tower with the sniper rifle's power. Life is sour, so I'm fucking my face. Walk around cussing and crazy like hood niggas with guns in their waist. Speak now or be passed out. We lay the smack down on whack clowns who back down from rap rounds to act rounds. So why you acting hard? I make you jump higher than crisscross on a trampoline after shock with a cattle prod. Lost your mind, I hope you find it. Put a survivable hole in your head, the rest of your life you'll be open-minded. Weak MCs don't speak to me, you couldn't reach or see my frequency equally with Dennis Cade seeking me. Recently, teaching me is not to be done easily impressed. I speak with these frequencies equivalent to
I am a microphone killer. 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 When I first started to spit, nobody believed in it. Now everybody hears it and say I'm sick. I'm something like Mike. Which one with the glove? Big one. Tyson, Jackson. Both of them made hits me out. Stunting hard in my Puff Diddy shades. I want it all, son. I'm bald. I'm a young Willie Mays, the underdog. What I became is one and the same with a bunch of players whose government name isn't undertaken.
What's going on? What's going on? All right, you know what time it is. You know what rhyme it is. I'm your gracious host, H6. We are live and direct, live in effect. Today is Sunday. It started off pretty on the East Coast where I'm at. It started off like it was, mild temperature that wasn't so hot, like around. It had to been like 1 or 2 o'clock, man. It was cool, and then a mean heat wave came about not too long after that. It was insane. Like within like 30 minutes or 40 minutes, it was just crazy how the sun was beaming. So yeah, the temperature's been up and down, of course, but you know, around this time of the year, it tends to do that on the East Coast. With autumn about to kick in, the temperature does jump around a little bit, but you know, that's the nature of the beast we're dealing with, I suppose, or that's just how things go on the East Coast. I'm not sure how it is where you guys are from. I'm hearing that there's in Cali, there's supposed to be a hurricane watch. You know, it's so bad. They actually had pictures of people who had tents, like homeless people who have tents out in California that are sleeping on the street, basically. And they put like boards on their tents, you know, like literally wooden boards, and they put them on their tents, man. So listen, I hope everything works out for them, man. But that's an unfortunate position to be in, man. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. You know what I'm saying? But that's crazy. So, you know, thoughts go out to sending positive vibes and energy out to Cali. Hope everybody pulls through. That's interesting, man. Craziness. Just makes you that more satisfactory or that more, you know, appreciative of what you do have when you look at somebody who's living like that. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. So I hope everything works out for him. Who we got in the chat? My man Civic Maker, what it is. Perfect attendance continues. D.E.W, what up? What up? What's good? What's good? Juliana Neblet, what's up? What's good? You are at A6 Grind Time channel. We discuss solid information here. Slim Shady, what it is, man? Popping in. My man Jared is early tonight. That's what's up. You know what they say. If you're early, you're on time. Wait, what is it? If you're on time, then you're late. If you're early, you're on time. Something like that. But my man's on time. Hip hop, what it is. What's good? What's good? Flat reflection, what it is. How you feeling? Tony's in the house. What it up? What up? What up? What up? Harp. Possibly. Yeah, listen, it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? Possibly. Earthquake in Ojai. No, I didn't. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You know, I'm talking about the one in the earth. There's supposed to be an earthquake and a hurricane in California from what I'm comprehending. BB, what up? What's good? What's good? What's good? What up, Eric? What's up? King, what it is, man? How you feeling? But yes, indeed, man. There's been a lot of listen. I've been trying to get abreast of what's going on with this whole situation with the Hawaii. They called it a wildfire, of course, but I have questions, man, because listen, um, I've been just going over information with watching what people post, and I have more questions than I did last time we talked. That was last week. I got more questions. Like, what is really happening? Ojai, okay, Ojai and Cali. All right, got you. I didn't know if there was a specifically in a, I thought it was just Cali in general, but okay, got you. But yeah. So listen, man, I just more information is slowly starting to come out about the Maui situation, and the more information that comes out, you know how it works. A little bit more information comes out, you have more questions. So look, I ain't even gonna hold y'all up today. Let's just get into it. All right. So fair use before YouTube gets on some BS. Fair use. All right. If it's on public information or if it's out there for the public to use, I can put it on here. So fair use. Again, get that in the algorithm. So let's talk about let's go to my man Super Sly. Okay, Super Sly 75. Shout out to Super Sly 75. If you aren't subscribed to his channel, which a majority of you probably are, I recommend you going over there. He has some really good knowledge about the music industry. What people call conspiracies and information that hasn't really been put out for the public consumption. He's got some solid info on all of that stuff. So I would recommend you to check out his channel. It's Super Sly 75. But let me hear what he has to say about this, because he brought up some solid points.
Oh, wait. Further proof. You want further proof? This was all by design? Look what's on sale at Amazon. Look what's on sale at Amazon. You want the link to this? I posted. This is how legit it is. It's legit. Copy, paste. It's a legit book. It's a legit book.
All right, so I'm not sure if you guys can see what you're looking at. All right, but what's basically taking place right now, there's a book on Amazon to be purchased called Fire and Fury. Okay. It says Fire and Fury, the story of the 2023 Maui fire and its implications for climate change. Listen, I don't even think any 9/11 documentaries work that fast. Yo. You know what I'm saying? It literally just happened like 2 weeks ago. And to make a book, you know what I mean? To actually put a book out, bruh, that takes at least months of preparation, if not a year or so, to clear publishing and all that stuff. That takes time. How is it possible that this book could have been put out in that time frame? It just happened.
It's called Fire and Fury, the story of the 2023 Maui fire and its implications for climate change. Your next lockdown is coming because of the weather. We've been saying this. Your next lockdown will be climate related. It's too hot. You can't go outside. It's too cold. You can't go outside. Pollen's too high. Can't go outside. Another ozone hole we found in the atmosphere. Can't go outside. Radiation levels too high. Can't go outside. They're not playing with y'all. They're not playing with y'all. Huh? Shit. let's go. What's the synopsis of this book? They so evil. You have to respect it. These people are so evil and so dastardly. You have to respect it. You have to. Say you gotta be like, God damn, y'all did that, huh? Yeah, well, we did that. Hey, y'all over there hiring? That's what's gonna come down to. Hey, y'all got any more jobs left? You know what I'm saying? Y'all over there hiring? Let's continue. Fire and Fury, the story of the Maui fire and its implications for climate change, is a gripping and eye-opening account of one of the most devastating wildfires in Hawaii's history and how it reveals the urgent need to address the global climate crisis. The book chronicles the events of August 8th through 11th. Man, we just now hitting August 15th. We just now hit August 15th. We just now hit August 15th. Let's continue. When a massive fire swept across the island of Maui, fueled by drought, heat, and hurricane winds, the book describes the harrowing experiences of the people who lived through the fire. They're still living through it. What do you just as well as the heroic efforts of the firefighters and rescuers who battled the flames. The book also examines the causes and consequences of the fire, both locally and globally, and how it exposes the vulnerability of our society and our planet to the impacts of climate change. You will sit your ass in the house and watch us on YouTube. You will sit your ass in the house, you will comply, and watch us on YouTube. Let's continue. The book draws on scientific research, eyewitness accounts, official reports, and media coverage to provide a comprehensive and compelling narrative of the Maui fire and its implications for climate change. The book also offers practical solutions and recommendations on how we can prevent and prepare for future wildfires and how we can reduce our greenhouse gas emissions and adapt to a changing climate. Fire and Fury, the story of the Maui fire and its implications for climate change, is a must read for anyone who cares about the environment, the future of humanity, and the fate of our beautiful planet. You will comply. Okay? you you will comply. Are they still hiring? Are they still hiring? Let's see these reviews. I'm sure you got most of your info from Instagram stories. How about not trying to make a profit off of tragedy? Don't buy this book. Just unbelievable. No, just no. Must have been planned. Inaccurate and insensitive. Smells of AI even before the smoke clears, literally. Insensitive and careless to release this 2 days after the devastation. Climate change is not natural. How can one write a book about an event still occurring? It says in the description the events from 8/8 to 8/11, yet was published on the 10th. Is the author psychic? If he is, then I believe he could give us a lottery numbers before I buy into this climate change garbage. Not the word I would choose, but I will keep it clean. Facts. The earth and climate have been changing for thousands of years. Ice age anyone. Trust the science, the real science, not the made up science to push agendas. I have better things to spend my money on and time on than propaganda. Oh wait, it was free, but still cost my time to read 44 pages of trash. Had it been an actual paper book, I would have burned it. Clearly, this author, or rather parasite, is writing for profit, not informative, hence writing while the tragedy is still unfolding. Not knowing a thing about the history of the place, how water has been diverted, large ponds and forests have been cleared, all for commercial farm. Oh my goodness. They're undefeated. They're undefeated. All in your face. Say it again. All in your face. And you know when your woman gets to talking crazy to you, like she know you ain't gonna hit her. Like she know you're not gonna hit her, but she be like all in your face, like what you gonna do? Byron, and what you gonna do, Byron? What movie was that? What about Wow and old girl? I forget. Tiana Taylor. What you gonna do, Byron?
All right, so he basically put it out there, okay? So there's a book that was put out days after it happened. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, and I get it. AI could have wrote the book. I got that. Okay, AI could have literally, got everything straight. But it's like, yo, So what is happening right now? You know what I mean? And I got more questions because there's more information. There's more information. Let's go over some other stuff that happened to be pointed out by some other people that are researching this situation in its entirety. All right. So this one I stumbled across on Instagram. Uh, the name of the lady is Mamau for Freedom, I believe it is. So check this out. What she said.
It does seem pretty odd, doesn't it, that the expensive homes somehow were just untouched. Homes that belong to the likes of, Oprah, Bill Gates, Lady Gaga, Jeff Bezos, Will Smith, Julia Roberts, still standing and in perfect condition. Just a little too precise for me, and I'm still gonna say that this all seems a little bit too fishy. Oh, and did you also know that John Pelliater, I don't know if I'm saying that right, who is Maui's chief police officer, was also the commander of the Las Vegas shooting?
I got more questions. Okay. So how is it that, you know what I mean? The celebrities, which live right behind what has happened, right near the beach, those expensive houses, how is it that none of their houses were even damaged? And this is a wildfire situation from the sea change word, but none of these other houses were even effective. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this? How? If the narrative of what they're telling us is to be true, how is that possible? You know what I'm saying? How is that possible? Okay. The palm trees and all of that stuff are 100% unharmed whatsoever in that small area. You know what I mean? The rest of everything was tore up. You saw it, but I got more questions because that's not even it. So we know about the whole situation with the, hold on. See if I can pull this up. We know about the whole situation with the celebrity houses, okay? We know about the book that was supposed to be on Amazon. Peep this out, though, because this is crazy, all right? Look at this. And we know about the predictive programming, and we know about they got to show you what's going on before it even, before they do it so you can have an idea of what's going to happen. Listen, let me show you something, because this is what made me say, all right, nah. 3 coincidences? Nah, man, it ain't a coincidence. Let's see what I'm talking about right here. And this is gonna make you go, all right, yo, these people crazy. Check this out right here. All right. So apparently there is a brand of Mountain Dew, okay? Mountain Dew. Now look at the little symbols like the totems of such and the demonic look they have, as if they're laughing at something that just happened. Look at those demonic symbols. And I don't know much about the Hawaiian culture or what those actual totem faces symbolize or what they entail, or you know what I mean. You can look at a different flavor. They got flavor. The flavor of it is called Maui Burst. Is what the flavor is called. Okay. So it says Mountain D.E.W. Okay. Now, people speculate that DEW stands for direct energy weapon. This is what's speculated upon. Okay. The flavor of this Mountain Dew is Maui Blast or Maui Burst. I'm sorry. Maui Burst. And this is on Amazon. Okay. So listen, what does anybody have to say about this? Because I just have more questions. How is it that the narrative is being spun so hard when the other things are being put right in front of us? I'm interested to know what you guys have to say about this one, because it's a bunch of question marks for me. Now, let me go back here and see. I'm behind on the comments. What up, BB? What up, social? Look up the naval flood maps. They'll put it in perspective a little. Naval flood maps. Oh yeah. I heard about the naval flood maps about this, man, 15 years ago, and they were saying don't live in these areas. They told the I think it was one of the commanders or something said, this is classified. You're not supposed to be looking at this. The best thing I can tell you is move your family away from these areas. I do know about that. I am aware of that. Yes. Is it Maui was a hit agenda? Listen, it's looking more and more like that, Flat. It's looking more and more like that. Straight up organized plan, M-word. No doubt about it. Listen, Jerry, it's looking like that is 100% the case, man, which is crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Boondocks had an episode that did something similar. What you mean, Civic Maker? What you mean about that? What's the name of the crystal that zaps out radiation you can buy on Amazon? I gotta look it up. We're not talking about that right now, though, Anthony. High energy weapons did not. Hold on. High energy weapons did that in Hawaii. Chemtrails in the sky. You seen that? I sent it to your Instagram. Yeah, I saw that, Tony. I think that was the one you sent me. I believe you sent me one of them. Maybe that was it right there. That was a laser. Oh, listen, it's looking like it's a possibility, man. Because the preciseness of it is just, the book, the preciseness of the work that was done. You know what I'm saying? It did exactly what it was supposed to do. You know what I mean? It did exactly what it was supposed to do in the predictive programming with the flavor that came out. And this flavor came out, I think, 2018. So it came out a while ago. What up, Wolf? What's going on, man? All praises to the Most High. Yes, indeed. Praises to the Most High. You already know. My man said, Lockheed Martin, listen, there's a bunch of hands involved in this one. I guarantee it, man. Some of it might not be of this dimension. That's all I can say about that directly. What up, Nicole? My Dew Code Red, Mountain Dew Code Red came out a couple. Wow, that's crazy. A couple before 9/11. I never even thought about that. Yeah, interesting. Code Red came out a couple months for 9/11. That's crazy. Directed energy weaponry. This land was burned from underneath the ground. You think it was underneath? A lot of people saying it. A lot of people are saying it could have been a UAV. People are saying it could have been an unarmed air vehicle or whatever they call a UAV, which basically, they fly so far above the clouds you can't even see them bad boys. But they have triangulate precision type technology to do something like that. That's some people are saying that's what it could have been. I don't know. I got just as many questions as you guys do. And this is Jacob is saying it was done from underground. They also did voltage Baja blast. Listen, bruh. Somebody check on Baja, okay? And then the whole thing about voltage too, that's interesting because that can have something to do with the grid also. The voltage flavor or what have you. You know what I mean? The Baja blast, of course. The Maui burst telling you literally what's going on. Crazy. Direct energy weapon, Mountain Dew. That's crazy. What's also crazy? If anybody's played Grand Theft Auto 5, if you have the facility pack, you get like a facility that's underground, and it's got like a heliport that you can land on that takes your helicopter and all that good stuff. And what it basically is, there's a room that has something in it where you can spend, I think it's like $1 million or something like that. And you can direct energy weapon like one of the players, no matter what position they in on the map. If you spend $1 million, you can direct energy weapon annihilate them, And that's been on the game came out. That pack probably came out like in 2018. So the information's always been there. They're not hiding the information. You know what I'm saying? It's there. People just got to be able to put two and two together. Yeah, y'all should definitely be hitting the like button. That should go without saying. Yo, on the way in, hit the like button. Got 42 people in here. Everybody should hit it. Monster logo is 666 in Hebrew. Okay. I believe that. I believe that. I think in the bottom of the monster can is a 666. At the very, I know at one point it was a 666 at the bottom of the can or something like that. AI wrote the book. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense that AI wrote the book, right? But like, how is it possible that that thing was streamlined so fast? You know what I'm saying? And if that's the case, AI is completely out of control. AI is completely out of control, man. So the AI just completely write the book and upload the book by itself, or did somebody have to do it? That's my question. Yeah, 15-minute city. A lot of people are talking about the 15. We talked about the 15-minute cities months ago. That are definitely going to be a thing at some point. You look at again, we talked about Judge Dredd, how the movie, the old school '90s movie Judge Dredd, where the inside of the city, it went from the people that were closest to the ground were the poorest. Those are the people who didn't really have many funds. And then the closer you went to the top of the skyscrapers and stuff is when people's class started to be higher. You got government officials and all that living on the very top floor with flying cars and all that stuff. Meanwhile, the people that are the poorest, and homeless are living on the bottom in the slums. So the whole first level, closest to the ground, was the slums. And the higher you got away from the ground, the more financially set the individuals were. And that's how it was in Judge Dredd. And Judge Dredd, he I can't remember what he did. I watched this movie like a year ago to refresh it. I talked to you guys about it after I watched it. But yeah, he had done something, wrong. I think I don't know, he didn't make a call or didn't do something right or didn't make a call fast enough or something, and he got judged for it. And they ended up exiling him instead because he had done so many good services for the state. They end up exiling him. So they say instead of they pulled some ranks for him or something like that and say, all right, we're going to make sure you don't get the death penalty, so we're just going to exile you and kick you out. He ended up getting kicked out. Some corruption was taking place. And when he got kicked out, and they shut them city doors because the smart city was where they were living at. Everything was technologically advanced inside the city. The higher you went, but outside the city, you know what I mean? The people that were living homeless on the inside of the city would have been better off just going outside, because outside was a desolate wasteland as well. It was a desert with no crops. There was bandits, groups of bandits living on the outside. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the vision, that they want you to believe type thing. You know what I'm saying? That everything on the inside is, you can't survive on the outside type deal. When there's literally free food everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally plant free food and grow it and not have to deal with it. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. The smart city thing, 100%. Oprah bought millions of dollars of land near Maui months before the disaster. I heard about the Oprah thing. And matter of fact, her house was one of the ones that didn't even get harmed. Will Smith, her house, and a few others didn't even get touched. Not even a shattered window. I've also seen situations with those where the windows were melted out. You know what I'm saying? They have to let us know what they're planning beforehand so that we can superliminally. Geez, I've never even seen that word before. Or subliminally consent to the event, atrocity, either express consent or implied consent. I agree with that, Elatus. I agree with that. To duck responsibility and karma. Right. There's rules that even the elite have to follow, and they are experts on what rules they can and cannot break because they've been in power for so long, and they have information, books and stuff like that were thought to have been burned. There's a lot of books in Egypt in that library that was supposed to be destroyed, but I promise you, a lot of those books probably just got taken out of it. Because, you don't just burn that kind of knowledge. You might take it away from the commoners and not be able to have it, but you still want to read it because the information in there can be used to keep you in power. You know what I'm saying? That type deal. But 100%, there's rules they have to follow. It's too much to explain in detail, but the Egyptian told me about script technology that had these capabilities. Yeah. And, they used to call it a tractor beam. What they used to say was, you know, the UFOs are flying through the sky and they abduct you with a tractor beam. You know what I'm saying? That type of deal. And you know, it's basically you look at Independence Day. You know, when they had the giant spaceship flying over top of the White House, and he used the tractor beam to basically incinerate the joint. You know, and a few other Capitol buildings and all those important buildings and stuff like that. Sleepy Joe let everyone know they're laser focused. I think his ass is a damn AI. Laser energy heat from within. Orbital cannon. That's what it's called, Slim. You play Grand Theft Auto, that orbital cannon. That's what it's called. $1 million a hit. If you got somebody that's patrolling you, like I used to play Grand Theft Auto online, and there was these dickheads with these oppressors, man. And I tell you, they ruined the freaking game. When I tell you ruined the game, they completely, man, that game ain't even playable no more. And they got these freaking bikes that fly around. And like, if you get pissed off at one of those guys and you can't kill them because they got the strongest damn vehicle in the game, you could go back to your facility and you can get on the orbital cannon and you can select what player you want to hit with that joint. And it will tractor beam their ass and it'll destroy whatever vehicle they got and them too. But yeah, it exists. It exists. Hey, brother, laser from above, but maybe underneath as well. They're so evil, so why not? It's possible. I'm not saying underneath is not a possibility. Okay, I'm not saying it. Okay, but the UAV joint is possible too, because they don't even need to have a mofo in there to do it anymore. You know, you got somebody that's like, I can't just do this to all these people because I gotta live with this. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's a lot of zombies out there, you know, you got a lot of individuals that do something like that, you know, or some, but yo, it's like, yo, let me alleviate the fact of human error or you know, second guessing. Just have a damn drone do it type deal, you know, which is what Obama was using while he was in presidency. He was using a lot of those drones. Mountain Dew Pitch Black probably next month, October. I forgot about Pitch Black. Why you remind me about Pitch Black? All these Mountain Dew flavors are literally disasters that could possibly happen. Voltage, you know what I'm saying? The power grid shut down. Pitch Black, you know what I mean? The 3 days of darkness that are supposed to be flawless. You know what I'm saying? Code Red, he talked about the Code Red. Maui Burst, Baja Blast, that could be the next one we have to deal with, where, you know, whatever island, you know, quote unquote Baja City or something like that could be faced with the same issue. You know, who knows, man? Who knows? But I just say this, all right? That's a lot of coincidences. That's all I'm saying. Episode 15, season 3 of the Boondocks. I need to check that. That's my show too, but I really didn't watch a whole lot of season 3. But I need to go back and watch it though, for real. Season 1 and 2 was like the holy grail for that show. But yo, just imagine. I think they also got Aaron Magruder. They probably bought him out, man, because think about how much material Boondocks would have now, like since 2020. All right, because they would take real. And for those of you who haven't seen the Boondocks, highly recommend it. You know what I'm saying? It's basically an indigenous, quote unquote, black view on the way the world issues are, you know, stuff like race issues. And it's done very tastefully, with the exception of Uncle Ruckus. Okay. With the exception of Uncle Ruckus, who is hilarious, by the way. But still, you know, the show is very entertaining. But you know, if that show existed now, man, these episodes would be hard-hitting classics. I'm telling you, because there's just so much material. It's always something happening. You know? Did you hear about all the investors trying to buy all the land in Kenya? Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I've heard a lot of different stories from people who own houses that keep getting calls on selling their property from big companies. You know? There's a land grab going on right now, and they're trying to get people to sell their houses. You know, looks and sounds like a land grab. Yep, October surprise around the corner. Listen, hopefully you guys are prepared, man. Hope to stock up on batteries, flashlights, walkie-talkies, get code names, all of that stuff. Just be prepared. That's all I'm saying, man. Be ready. You know, it's better to have it and not. It's like having a UCC1 type deal. It's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. You know what I mean? So get your stock up on your batteries, man. Stock up on, you know, your food supply. Get acquainted of where your family can meet at. If y'all are split and there's an emergency, y'all need to have a meeting point of where y'all can go if something occurs. You know, don't just be out there flailing in the wind, because you know that could be bad. Even the people who had their homes survived are being evicted. That's crazy. Even the people who had their homes survived are being evicted. What? Oh, that's insane. Yeah, they called me on my cell. I don't know how they even got it, trying to buy my house. Yo, and you're not the only one. There's a few other people too I talked to that there was like, yo, they trying to buy my house. They trying to offer me money for my. They try. Listen, man. It's crazy right now, bruh. They literally trying to get all of these houses, all this land and property, and just rent that joint out. You know what I mean? It is crazy. The housing market is upside down right now. I don't know what the hell's coming next with that situation. Oracle own 98% of the island. Jeebus, they're gonna scorch the whole damn earth. Craziness, man. Craziness. You know, a whole lot of uncertainty here. All right. But look, I'm gonna tell you something, okay? Here's something to consider. If it's a situation where y'all are like, yo, let me just go ahead and not even be, you know, stationary anymore. I want to keep it on the move. This is a couple who lives in a RV. Now, peep it out.
Drowning in debt because you bought a house that you couldn't afford. Hi, my name's Kirsten. I live in an RV full time, and here's why. First things you're going to notice when you walk in, it's just like a home. My husband and I started our fifth wheel living journey 5 years ago. We both decided we were going to move to Nashville, but that dream quickly crashed as soon as we saw the cost of living. Not long after, my husband found a couple that lived in an RV full time, and when he asked me if I wanted to do it, I told him no. He told me just to keep an open mind and be optimistic, and showed me a couple that was living in an RV full time. I was so blown away and impressed. I don't know what I thought an RV was, but it was not this. So we started going shopping right away. Every RV that we went into was basically fully furnished. Had a full bathroom, living room, kitchen, bedroom. Sometimes there were bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So we said, let's do it. Got an older one and fixed it up. And we only planned on having it for 1 year and then selling it and using that as a down payment on a house. After living in a year, we decided that we wanted to continue this lifestyle because we had so much financial freedom.
All right, so they literally got, if you look
Fast
at it, they
forward
got
to
a
the RV that we're
backyard
in
and
now, 5
everything
years
on this
later.
joint. Look
We're
at this.
still
They
in
got a
Nashville and have
backyard.
no plans on buying a house to
all
live
of
in
that.
anytime soon.
They saving all kinds of money, you know, living in an RV. Don't have to pay property taxes, any of that stuff. That is another way it can be done. You know, for those of you who just want to say, man, I don't want to pay for a house because I don't want to be in a situation where, you know, I'm upside down right now. The housing market is screwed up. You know, I don't like to be stationary. I want to keep it moving. That's possibly an alternative. If you're interested in doing something like that, you can. YouTube and Instagram have been suggesting RV videos and shorts. Yeah, listen, it's not a game. There's a whole thing like, yo, y'all need to get out here and explore, explore the world. Get out of these damn cities. They screwed up type deal. You know what I mean? But yeah, listen, there's 100% because that was recommended to me also. I like those tiny homes you can hook up to your vehicle. Listen, the tiny homes thing is dope too. I like those also. You know what I mean? I like those also. I got no qualms for the tiny homes. I've seen some really nice ones. 2-floor tiny homes that look like literally tiny houses. You know, 2 floors. You know, you put a bathroom, a couple bathrooms in there, one upstairs or downstairs or both. You know, put actual rooms in that bad boy, furnish it, put the drywall up and all that good stuff, man. You got something nice. You know, set it up nice, man. Set it up nice. Just be completely done with it. I just got my property tax canceled. I didn't even know you had to deal with property taxes because you was living out there in you know, in Hawaii, in that area that's, you know, you can just go out there and just settle. I didn't even know that was a situation. But yeah, congrats if that's the case. The land is the real equity. Control it, and all will be slaves. To live equals rent. Turn all into renters. Food equals can't grow your own. No mineral rights, etc. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's the script, Wolf. That's the script. You'll need a non-commercial CDL to drive the big RVs. Just get a rig and put a shipping container home on the back. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I like the soft crete houses like igloos but soaked with concrete. I don't know what that is, no mercy. I'm not sure. I've never even seen that before. But I mean, hey, that's another way you can do it, man. And what is this? I shared this for a reason. Hold on a second. Let me look at this. What is this? Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, look. All right, peep it out. I'm gonna show you another video, okay, of the Maui situation. Hold on. We're not done yet. We gonna I'm gonna put all this out there because I want y'all to think about this. Here we go.
Structures, we have trees, we have roads, right? Second picture. We don't have structures, we have trees, and we have roads. But what is very interesting to look at is as the buildings are completely incinerated, there's trees all around that, right? And then some of the cars aren't burnt in the parking lot at all, right? But here's another telltale sign. Look at the roads. There's no evidence of fire jumping or traveling at all. So by evaluation of this picture, one can deduct very quickly that this was not a forest fire and it wasn't winds that drove it. They're saying the hurricane winds drove it. This is absolutely not true.
All right. And there's another point of view. There's another point of view. There we go. Yeah. So more information. Do with that information to what you wish. Aloha Homestead. He says, what are you waiting for? They left the power on and the water off. Smart meters. I'm in Ocean View. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I missed one. Hey, Jared, I'm in Paua. I'm wanting to eliminate property tax too. Fire. All right, so that's some of the information. I got another one for you though. We're not done yet. Told y'all I had a lot of stuff I wanted to discuss about this that gave me more questions, okay? Now this was a YouTube channel. And again, fair use on this one. All right, so this is on Unexplained Mysteries on YouTube, okay? So let's go into it.
Someone by the name of Nalani posted a strange photograph on social media, claiming that it was captured during the Hawaii wildfires. Since the fires have started, various theories have been put forward to explain what happened. Deep within the confines of a forest in Hawaii, a local was able to capture a mysterious photograph. Those who saw the image said that the beam can be seen hitting the forest. Part of the forest can be seen emitting large amounts of smoke, and it was at this point that locals started to move away from the area. Oddly enough, the individual who took the photograph said that it wasn't until they viewed their photo album that they noticed the strange laser-like formation. It's important to note that this isn't the first time that these mysterious objects have been seen, and as of right now, a variety of different explanations have been put forward to explain what they are. Some have said that they are natural phenomena, and that this happens during natural weather changes. Others went down a different path and suggested that the beam is man-made. According to military officials, these energy beams do exist, but said that they are not used within these environments, and further detail that they are called energy weapons, and they operate on the principle of concentrating electromagnetic energy and delivering it to a target. Unlike traditional kinetic weapons that rely on projectiles, this new weaponry emits focused beams of energy that can travel at the speed of light, enabling almost instantaneous target engagement. These energy weapons offer a range of applications across various domains, including military, space, and civilian sectors. In the military realm, These provide advantages such as precision targeting, reduced collateral damage, and a virtually unlimited ammunition supply, as they rely on energy sources like electricity rather than physical munitions. However, those who have seen the photograph have said that there's no reason why this would be used in such an area. Some have suggested that it could have been a fire tornado. Fire tornadoes, also known as fire whirls, are a captivating meteorological phenomenon that marries the destructive force of fire with the mesmerizing spirals of a tornado. These unique occurrences are not only awe-inspiring but also serve as a testament to the intricate interplay of atmospheric conditions, fire behavior, and fluid dynamics. Fire tornadoes, although rare, have been documented in various parts of the world, where conditions are conducive to their formation. They typically arise in the midst of large wildfires or intense industrial fires, where the combination of intense heat, convective currents, and turbulent winds creates the ideal environment for their genesis. The interaction between the heat of the fire and the surrounding cool air triggers an updraft, setting the stage for the development of a fire tornado. The basic formation of a fire tornado involves a rising column of hot, buoyant air that twists and spirals due to the influence of crosswinds. As the fire generates intense heat, it heats the surrounding air, causing it to rise rapidly. This hot air column begins to rotate due to the Coriolis effect, caused by the Earth's rotation and the interaction with the inflowing cooler air. This rotation becomes more pronounced as the fire's heat and intensity increase, leading to the characteristic swirling motion that defines a fire tornado. The mechanics behind fire tornadoes are rooted in the principles of fluid dynamics and convection. The rising column of hot air behaves like a vortex, drawing in additional air from its surroundings. This inflow of air intensifies the rotation, creating a self-sustaining cycle. As the fire tornado gains strength, it can develop into a complex and dynamic structure, with multiple vortices forming within the main whirl. According to the latest update on August 14th, the number of fatalities resulting from the wildfires has risen to 96, solidifying these wildfires' status as the most lethal in modern history. As of Saturday, authorities have cautioned that the search and identification process for the victims is still in its initial phases. Despite the dedicated efforts of search teams, they have only covered a mere 3% of the extensive search area. It is crucial to note that this ongoing operation is complex and requires meticulous attention to detail. On Sunday, Hawaii Island experienced the occurrence of not one, but two small earthquakes near the vicinity of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. Based on information from the U.S. Geological Survey, two relatively minor earthquakes with a magnitude of 2.6 each were recorded. These seismic events took place in the vicinity of Volcano Town, specifically 5.3 miles west-northwest of the area. A second earthquake, measuring 4.3 on the magnitude scale, struck at 1 in the afternoon. The earthquake originated approximately 5 miles south-southeast of Volcano, within the well-known Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. According to recent reports, the initial data released by the United States Geological Survey indicated 3 separate earthquakes. However, upon closer examination, it was discovered that the second and third quakes occurred just 5 seconds apart and are now considered to be part of the same seismic event. This observation has prompted a reconsideration of the initial findings. According to the Pacific Tsunami Warning Center, there is currently no imminent threat of a tsunami. Hawaii is a place that has experienced wildfires on multiple occasions, but the recent ones that have occurred over the past few days are being labeled as some of the most severe in the history of the archipelago. The toll taken by these fires has been absolutely devastating, and while the exact cause is still being investigated, their impact has been far-reaching and profound. The combination of hurricane-force winds and arid conditions played a significant role in intensifying the wildfires. The occurrence of drought or abnormally dry conditions has significantly impacted vast regions of Hawaii, with particular focus on the entirety of Maui Island. This phenomenon has played a substantial role in the prevailing situation. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, approximately 14% of the state is currently experiencing either severe or moderate drought conditions. Furthermore, a staggering 80% of Hawaii is classified as being abnormally dry. This means that a significant portion of the state is facing a shortage of water, which can have detrimental effects. Dry weather conditions have the detrimental effect of sapping the moisture from plant life, thereby rendering it more susceptible to ignition and subsequent propagation of fire. Scientists have conducted extensive calculations and determined that a significant decrease in rainfall has occurred in approximately 90% of the Hawaiian Islands when compared to the levels recorded 100 years ago.
Okay, so he just broke down about the forest fires, okay? And that's cool. And what he's saying makes sense as far as the fire tornadoes go and all that stuff. That doesn't explain, because a fire tornado is not going to avoid certain houses and leave no type of burn damage to the road. You know what I mean? Skip over certain trees. It's not going to respect any boundary of property. It's going to destroy whatever the hell is in the way, and that's going to be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't explain exactly why it's a situation of, you know, houses being destroyed, and then right across the street or across the woods, like not even that far from them, there's a whole row of houses that weren't even harmed. There's not even any debris in their yards. You know what I'm saying? So that doesn't explain that. I mean, that gives some explanation as to what happened with the woods with the wildfires. Okay, he's saying it's a drought situation. Even that sounds suspect to me, because I know for a fact that there's underwater springs on all of these properties, and these trees are thriving. The roots are so far under the ground, they're absorbing the water from the aquifers. So I don't even believe that's the situation, man. There's something else going on. You know what I'm saying? And I talked about this earlier right here. Now LA is flooding and having earthquakes. That's what I said when we first started this show. I said, yo, there's some stuff going on in LA right now, man. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Man, y'all got busy on the comments. I'm behind like hell. All right. Damn, y'all went off. Y'all went off. All right, here we go. They left the power on and the water off. Smart meters. We need a new renaissance. Indeed. Smart secret military armament hidden in residential technology. The smart meters burn the houses down somehow. That's interesting. Also, the same police chief. Yep, that's another thing. The same police chief from Las Vegas. The Las Vegas event was in Maui, and they used their actors in different events. Now, you know, another question I got. You know, the property is destroyed, right? People, you know, does anybody know of any of the people that are missing in that village? You know, any of the names of the people or such, you know? That's another question I got. You know, people trying to say it could have been a psyop. I don't know. All right, but I will say this. Anytime they start using their actors and stuff like that in certain positions, I got more questions. You know what I'm saying? I have more questions. What up, Alfonso? What's good? What up, Yosef? What's good with you? What are the houses built with there? How would they burn in a controlled situation? I'm not sure. I couldn't imagine it being anything other than wood, though. Like, you know, wood and maybe bricks. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's not like they made of hay or nothing like that. You know, not in those areas. I told you it was government doing that last week. It was a laser. Oh, I heard what you said. We got more information this week, though. Mountain Dew for sure. Hey, listen, it's looking like it, man. There it is. Look at that beam. And I heard they used police to make it so people couldn't escape. They did similar heinous stuff to so very believable. Listen, man, if that's the case, any of them police officers that were there are not people. They got suits on. They not people if that's the case. Cause ain't no way I could do something like that, bruh. Nah. Nope. They blocked off all the roads and sent everyone into the fire. Listen, bruh, that's insane. That's insane. You can tell which YouTube channels are. It's so freaking obvious. 421, you on to something with that. He's trying to say that the fire caused the village issues, which is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The owner of Oracle owns 98% of that island. Okay. You can't own physical land though, man. They can own the fictitious. They can't own what's natural. They sent all traffic to Front Street and then they blocked it to the end of that. Yo, that's sinister, man. That's sinister. William, what up? There's a YouTube channel called Hawaii Real Estate. The guy is a local and does a lot to show us what's going on. Hawaii Real Estate? I'm gonna have to look into that. Let me see something. You know, some of that stuff though, they're not gonna let some of that stuff get online. Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. But some of that stuff, and I think I read somewhere in these comments that they still don't have any internet, which means you're not gonna see what the locals are talking about if there's any left. It was his way of saying get out now. Damn. James Bond Die Another Day. Laser. Seeing Cannon look the same. I think it was GoldenEye too. Wasn't GoldenEye? No. GoldenEye was a satellite. I don't think it was a laser. Yeah, Die Another Day was a laser. Yeah. I remember. Tesla technology. Damn. He wanted to use it for good. Listen, I could say what it could have been used for good, but I ain't gonna say it. But I can think of a few other places that shit could have been used on to do some good. Beams and such. Power and internet was out before the fire. Really? Water was turned off. Fire chief out of town. Wow. Listen to this, everybody. Jared says, and Jared lives in Hawaii, so word travels, okay? Jared says, power and internet was out before the fire. Water was turned off. Fire chief out of town. Yo. Oh, man, that is crazy. What? That's insane. Like, bruh, the amount of coordination it took to put something like that together is insane, man. That's just crazy. And now LA is flooding and having earthquakes. The police held up traffic saying they were following orders. Yeah. Tired. What's insane is that ETS do exist and their technological abilities are way beyond this outdated tech. That's scary to think about, man. That's what they always say, right? No Mercy says loony. You ever see a firestorm? I've never seen a firestorm, no. I've never seen one. Catholic Church still standing because it respects the IMF. Really? Okay. So they ain't even mess with the Catholic Church. This is very traumatizing truth. Listen, yo, this is a way to show the people, yo, they not playing, bro. They serious, yo. They out here to play, okay? They out here to play. They not messing around. This is crazy. Those trees are still alive next to the buildings destroyed. I saw those. I saw the trees. Big Mama says sending great balls of fire and all wicked invaders and innocent ones be spared. Pools of melted aluminum from car tires. That's impossible in a normal fire. Engines melted from a forest fire. Right. Listen, you're not melting no engine with a forest fire. That's done. You know, a lot of those engines are made of cast iron. The blocks are made of cast iron. You know what I'm saying? You're not melting. No, absolutely not. The amount of heat, and then check it out. It's not even just that, Jared. Like, how is it that the street is not burned? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of technology do you have that'll burn everything but the street and then certain trees and focuses on a certain area? Ain't no, there's no wildfire that's gonna do that, man. No. Not buying it. Metals on a car that melt 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit shouldn't be melted in fires like these 1,400. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And you imagine if all the brainwashed people here in America could wake up. Tell you what, a lot of this shit wouldn't be happening, man. But unfortunately, a whole lot of NPCs out there. Yep. He's spitting facts on that. I'm in NorCal. We've been dealing with this for years. Okay. Fish on Hawaii real estate told us what he's seen. Fish on Hawaii real estate told us what he's seen. Yeah, I'm looking for that now. Hawaii real estate. Is this the one with the woman and the man, the blonde hair, blue eyes, European looking woman and man? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. Nah, I'm gonna have to look into that because I don't know which one is which. So I'm gonna look into it. I'm gonna look into that. There's a document about New Zealand volcanic eruption. I believe that was another Harp or Do event. Yeah, I saw somebody posted online that there was lightning shooting out of a volcano. I didn't do any research on it, but I did see the picture. They was like, yo, there's lightning coming out of the volcano. That's so awkward. Netflix is snuff, I swear. Why would you say that though? Why would you say Netflix is snuff? He's been documenting everything. Have SpaceX, internet, play a video from Hawaii real estate. I don't know which one it is, man. I'm gonna have to do that next week. Look at where we live. The mayor wouldn't respond to how many kids are missing. Yo, don't even get me started on that. That's crazy. As Jared said, that is reminding me of 1906 earthquake and fire in San Francisco. All the footage that I seen, there were no fire trucks, no sirens, nothing. Sickening, man. But didn't fire? Oh boy, fire collapsed at WTC. Right. Yo, right, man. Y'all going off. I ain't even got to say much. The laser burned from within, and it attacks metal differently than an organic material as it reaches the houses that are grounded from underneath. Yeah, some people say that the WTC was the same type thing, a plasma beam or something of that nature. I don't know, man. I don't even know what your name is, but what's good with you, man? Or woman? Jacob, there's a dude that talks about that as what's happening. Local man claiming the flying embers would incinerate articles of clothes in the wash. Yo, y'all got some heat on this joint, man. Y'all got some heat here. Island Project. What people never talk about Cali fires is that always the single family homes burn. You never see apartments or condos burn. Those are bigger targets with trees around them. Google sperm count 2045. Tell me there's no agenda. Oh, 100%. Listen, we already know about that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who got the poke or whatever, we know. Trust me, we know the food. We know. Decrease that testosterone in males. You know what I'm saying? The testosterone is what basically helps males put out more volume of fluid. So yeah, 100%. They do these terroristic events and double down with a Netflix documentation. It's a legitimization of the narrative. 100%. It's helping steer the narrative in that direction, bro. That's why a lot of this stuff, it speaks for itself. There's just too many quote unquote coincidences for this to not be the case, man. It's crazy. Man, y'all got some heavy info right here. All right, so look, I'm about to you guys see the title. I'm gonna try to get KnowledgeWell to come in here. So let me drop the link right here. I'm gonna have KnowledgeWell hop on, and we're gonna chop game with him. I'm interested to hear what he has to say about this. So KnowledgeWell, I know you probably watching. Go ahead and hop on, man. Hop on. I want to hear what he's got to say about this. But yeah, it's Too many coincidences, man. It's just too many coincidences. It's too many of them. It's like 5 or 6 coincidences plus. Nah, big ones too. No, absolutely not. There's a lot going on, and we got questions. we have questions, okay? A whole lot of questions. I was watching this special on Pat Patterson from the W.W. It was called WWF back when I used to watch it, but it's called WWE now. But yo, they had this whole special on Pat Patterson and Terry, whatever his name was, man. And listen, back when I used to watch wrestling in the 90s, I stopped watching it because it's crap now. But back when I used to watch wrestling in the 90s, bro, like, yo, a lot of this abuse and allegations were happening with Pat Patterson, bro. They used to have a team of they would call these kids the Cream Team, which is super sick, okay? And what it was it was a group of children, okay? They would hire children from ages, they said it was like ages 12 to like 17 or 18 or something like that. I think it was like maybe 17. And they would hire these children to put the ring up before the events. And yo, Pat Patterson is a wild. He passed away now, but this dude was a sick individual. We'll say that much. I can't really go into detail because I don't want to hit no trigger words and get booted. But yeah, that document was crazy because a lot of them boys in there was sick. You know what I mean? And it didn't even stop at the kid. It didn't even stop with the children, bro. These dudes used to mess with the men too. The big ass muscular men. Crazy. There's a whole lot of allegations from the past. Vince McMahon got hit with a steroids. What was it? A case for steroids. But when I went back to watch the actual interview, it was also allegations about, misconduct. We'll say that much. It was a misconduct type thing too, but it was overshadowed by the steroids allegations. So if you didn't do any research, you wouldn't know what was happening to some of these people. And some of these wrestlers were calling people out like, yo, that dude, he do this type stuff to you. That dude does this. If you want to go this far, it was crazy. But listen, man, when you go back to everything's coming out in the wash, 2020 was the year, the year of truth. 2020 vision is the saying of such. But listen, everything literally is coming out. It's crazy. And we used to watch these shows when we were children, not knowing any of this stuff was happening. And then now when you learn this stuff and you go back and watch it, it's crazy. Roddy Piper was talking about what happened to him. Yeah, Roddy Piper was talking about what happened to him too. And Roddy Piper came in the game when he was young. Pat Patterson got him. Crazy, man. He was ASSAULTED. But yeah, if you guys want to look into that, I would suggest looking into some stuff on YouTube. I'm about to bring Knowledge Well on as soon as he comes back. Look like he just went up to get a soda or something like that. So when he gets back, we'll bring him on. But yeah, Roddy Piper was one of them. It was there's a guy named Jim Powers. And I used to watch WCW back in the day, back when WWF and WCW used to battle for the Monday Night Wars, is what they used to call them. So I would watch wrestling on like Saturday, and it was this guy named Jim Powers that be on it. And I always said, yo, this dude looked like he should be like, he had like the Shawn Michaels type look. Dude was super muscular. You know what I mean? He was an Italian guy with long hair or whatever. And he just had to look like a Shawn Michaels type dude. And they said he got a call when he was working for WWF. He said, yo, this is the last time he was seen in WWF. It was, I think they said it was, and Marty Jannetty told this story. And he said it was like, I think it was 11 o'clock at night. He saw Jim go to his room, and then he went to his room. And then when he came out the next morning, Jim Powers was gone. So he says, he calls, and there weren't no cell phones back then. So he gets in touch with Jim Powers later on. And he says, Jim Powers told him, man, I got a call around 12:30 in the morning when I was getting ready to go to sleep. And somebody on the phone said, do you like your position here in the WWF? And he said, yes. So he says, if you like your position, go upstairs on floor 12 and lay down on the bed, and the lights will be out and somebody will service you. he hung up the phone like, no. And then he said the next day he was out of there. So craziness, man. All right, let me bring my man Knowledgewell on. Knowledgewell, what's good, champ?
Hey, what's happening? I'm away from the studio right now. I want to make sure that the sound is good. Everybody can hear me good. You can hear me good, A6?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Awesome. I'll make sure this works out good. Hey, appreciate you for having me on, man. It's been a while.
No doubt, man. No doubt. What's up with you, man? Where you at, bro?
Right.
You out there enjoying the trip?
Yeah, I'm actually out at a good friend and brother of mine. We grew up together. A fellow, as I'll say, in this whole mindset and paradigm that we enjoy. So but I'm about an hour away from home up north, where it's really, you hear about Wisconsin up north. So I'm up here having a good time, man. Building.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah.
What's up with these? Hey, man, what's really good with these D.E.Ws, man, and the Maui situation? What's your opinion on this? I want to know what you got to say about this, man, because we never talked about nothing like this.
Yeah. I just got told to clean my camera. You got something I can clean the camera with? As far as the Maui fires, I'm learning. Just like you, I'm figuring this out. There's so much information out here right now. It's hard to tell what's truth from fact. The AI is definitely, attributing to that. And so with that being said, I'm gonna clean my camera off here. Please excuse me. All right.
So you think the AI is putting out misinformation?
Honestly, I believe so. I believe that there is an influence in that way. Yes, absolutely. As far as the Maui situation, though, in my opinion, I do believe that there's something going on there behind the scenes. I think that's unequivocal. I mean, we know the hand of the man and the influence that it has. You can see the thumbprint familiarity, with the strategies used and what have you. I think definitely there is someone behind it. And it's a big strategic move as far as real estate, land grabs, and all that kind of thing. I truly believe that. Yeah.
Man, that's heavy, man. If they indeed just laid everyone to waste so they could take that property, bro, that's bold as hell, man. I have to say.
I don't know. I don't know. That we really have an understanding of the way that power movers think, though, either.
Yeah.
The cost that is paid for the greater good, how things are looked at from that perception. It's a very interesting mindset and psyche for sure, man.
Yeah. And listen, again, we talked about that part as far as there's certain rules that even the elites have to follow. There's certain rules of moving around in this dimension that they have to abide by. So that's why I said I got questions, because we know some of the pieces that are being put into place, but how in the grand scheme of things are they able to move like this? Because we know they can't just do anything. You know what I'm saying? Just anything can't be done. It has to be backed up by this purpose or this certain reason. I don't know all the rules because haven't read the books or whatever that they have, but I am aware that there's a certain, there's laws and stuff that have to be followed. The Emerald Tablets of Thoth is a good one. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've probably read or heard or listened through the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and those basically lay out a lot of ground rules as to how you can move through this realm of reality, And I would say that stuff, documents like that have been around for a very long time, probably shape how they move.
Yeah, I certainly agree with you on that, A6. And this might segue into maybe something that we shake loose on about the legal have you when you're in a different
they started skipping you when you started. As soon as you said legal, they started skipping you out.
Book.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, as soon as you said legal, they started run it back again. Yeah.
All right. I was just saying, let me know if I caught out again. I was just saying that when you're talking about what's known as the legal order, it's a whole different animal. Okay, and when you're talking about contracts, unincorporated associations, and what have you, you're talking about private, perhaps international contracting, where it's a different set of rules that take no regard necessarily for your humanity. When you join a membership for any business, essentially you are, whether you like it or not, sacrificing some of your individual liberties that you would have in your normal environment, I'll say. You go under the bylaws of that particular company or organization. And it's no different when you look at the larger macro picture of a government. Okay. I teach a lot on government, and the two words that are seemingly put together. Govern means to control, and ment is from the Latin mentes, which means the mind or the head. And so when you're talking about politics, government or politics, you're talking about a science that basically runs a study, experimentation, to find out what makes you tick, what makes the human psyche tick. And so, again, I guess what I'm saying is that things like Maui, the Maui fire and what have you, perhaps there is some contracting, which was part of conspiracy or otherwise, the 9/11. Remember, they were talking about the business deals behind the whole event. Okay, they were talking about, right? Why did the third building fall? They're saying, you know, why was that necessary? You took down two. Why did the third one fall without being hit? You see, there's so that's what it is, man.
Yeah. So you think the people that were in that area were in some kind of agreement or contract or such?
You know, that's interesting that you put it that way. I would not be surprised if there are people that are in on the take. You know, I'm not trying to diminish the people that were sacrificed or their properties that were sacrificed. But what I am saying is there more than likely are the people in the know that are kind of monitoring the system at ground zero, if you know what I mean. I'm sure.
Fair enough. Okay. Interesting take, man. I didn't even think about that, honestly. I guess it's a possibility. Who knows, man? But I will say this much. We definitely don't have all the answers, but we got all the questions. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You had some information you wanted to break down. You go off, man. You got the floor. I think you wanted to go into depth.
Yeah, you know, I certainly will welcome any questions. I find that it makes a better presentation when people have questions. So if there is if you can help me out with this, if there's a particular topic that has always kind of been a thorn in your flesh, A6, you know, that you really wanted to go, you know, delve into, that would help to get us going. And, you know, once I get going, you know what it is.
Okay. All right. Well, sure. I think you had posted a video on your channel. Basically, you said you found the answer or remedy or something like that. I'm pretty sure people want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I have dubbed the year 2022 as the year of remedy. Okay, that's something that I pushed heavy over at KnowledgeWellMedia, at my YouTube channel. 2023 I called the year of application. And I did it that way, obviously, on purpose. So I contend that, yes, you have the remedy. Obviously, the remedy's been with us the whole time in the peril of the Wizard of Oz, right? When you get to the end of the story, you find out that Dorothy had everything she needed all the time. It's no different here. It does have a lot to do with our birth certificates. It does have a lot to do with the COLB. They are not one and the same. And we've been able to prove that with hard facts. And perhaps we can get into that. Other remedy claims or what have you, a lot of people have gone after Treasury direct accounts. A lot of people have gone and used incorrectly or erroneously the documents known as the 1099s. I covered maybe a month ago the 1099s, and clearly Going right to the source, the IRS documentation themselves, it clearly says who the 1099s are to be used for and who are not to use the 1099s. So I just read it verbatim. I mean, you know, I'm not a wizard of any sort. I just do hard research and study. And so when somebody actually put a comment in the comment section and said, what about the 1099, you know, whatsoever. And so we just read it. We read it right from the IRS, and it clearly says this is only intended for financial institutions, this document. And that was easy to, so when I say remedy, I'm talking about hopefully delivering people from making those mistakes, because you know about the 87,000 IRS agents that are ready, cock-blocked and ready to go. I'm sure you've heard of that. And they're being trained to go. Yeah. They're being trained, and they are going to, they have not manifested yet. So all those that feel like they've hit the lottery with the 1099, I assure you, you might want to dial back. But yeah, so remedy, I guess what I'm saying is there's different points, different aspects to my claim to have the remedy. There's also the ever elusive Minnesota Rule 220B, you know.
Which by the way, Yusuf L says that you don't know how to read and you misread it. That's not me. It ain't me saying it. Yusuf L said you didn't read it right and you're not reading it correct or using it correctly. That's what he said.
Well,
I'm sure you saw the video.
I actually didn't, and I haven't even.
Oh, you didn't see the video? Okay. Yeah.
No.
So let me break it down for you. Let me break it down for you real quick. He said that he acknowledged what you were talking about with the authentication of the birth certificate in order to it was something to do with, I gotta read it again, but it's something to do with like claiming trust property or something of that nature. And he was saying that you guys misread it. And I don't have any fighting dog in this fight because I don't do any of that. But the fact of the matter is he's basically saying that you misread it because of that law only applies to like if you're trying to claim something for a trust or such. And I get what you're saying. You're basically saying, you know, the all capital, you know, in Legis name is indeed a trust that is set up, which is true. You know what I'm saying? So please go on record and say why Yusuf L doesn't know what he's talking about, if that's the case.
Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene. I feel like I'm on the WWF.
Right, yeah.
Let me
well,
tell
you know,
Mean Gene. when I put these pythons. So, anyways, but yeah, all in good fun. I love everybody. I don't have any animosity with anybody but my baby mama. I didn't say that. I'm just playing. But anyways, listen. With that being said. I'd be happy to let the people be the judge over. This would be interesting platform. I'd be willing to go on record right here and give you all my evidence for that. If you allow me to share the screen, and the people can make the decision on what is true, what is not, what is correct.
Can you present? Can you present? Do you see present?
I believe if you allow me, yes. Let's see here. I got to put my glasses on. I can. It is.
All right, yeah, go for it. Go off, son.
All right. We'll let the people make the decision, and everybody else will get a lesson and have some power, some authority. All right. So here we go. What we're going to do is go right to the Minnesota Rule 220B. This is going to be simple. I'm not even going to make it complicated. Minnesota Rule 220B. 220B. All right. Pull it up here. And this is the Minnesota Civil Procedure. Let's go to B here. Give me one moment here. Usually pops right up, but of course, when you go live, you know all kinds of things happen. Let's see here. 220B. That's it. You know what? Even if you pulled it up quicker than me, A6, I'll go ahead and go right off of the screen. It shouldn't be that difficult. Let me see here. I don't know why it's not pulling up. There it is. I got it. Here we go. Very good. Got it. All right, let me go ahead and share. And I am sharing now. Can you see this? A6. I'm not sure if you can see this. Oh, it's right there. All right, so you can clearly see that I'm using the citation to Minnesota Rule 220B. And funny, it mentions birth certificates right there under the main heading. All right, so obviously this is going to involve the birth certificate. So let's read. The Register of Titles, a particular capacity within the state government, right, is authorized to receive for registration of memorials. Memorials are merely affidavits. That's all. It's simple. Okay. A registration of affidavits upon any outstanding certificate of title. Okay. What that means, outstanding means not collected or claimed yet. Okay. Outstanding. It's still owed. Okay. So whenever there is property that is not yet paid for or claimed, there's a certificate of title, okay, that represents the asset, I'll just say. All right. So whenever there is a certificate of title with the name of an owner of the assets and nobody has come to claim it yet, it's like a lost title. Okay, reading on. The Register of Titles is authorized to receive an official birth certificate, okay, pertaining to a registered owner.
And break it down, because you said the birth certificate and the certificate of live birth are not the same, right?
Correct. Correct. So this particular outstanding certificate of title that they're talking about here is general. It's not talking about like the COLB. This is just talking about an outstanding certificate. For instance, if you owned a car, okay, and let's say you still owe on it, like you took out like a loan or whatever, and you still owe, that it's outstanding. It's still, there's a debt still attached to it. Does that make sense? And so there's a title that represents that, the ownership of that vehicle, but it'll have like a lien on it. So you still owe somebody. It's outstanding. I hope that tracks. So let me read on. We'll clarify. So it's an official birth certificate that the Register of Titles receives. Okay. And why? Okay. So it's pertaining to a registered owner named on the outstanding certificate. Okay. In this case, it's talking about someone that has property that the state, let's say the treasurer, is holding on to, and they put out a notice in the newspaper. You ever heard those where they say, you might have money, you know, come and claim it. Come and see if the treasurer is holding on to something that belongs to you. And that's what this is talking about. So it's coming to claim something that has not been claimed. It's an outstanding certificate of title. And so you bring a birth certificate is what it's saying, right? And what is the purpose of the birth certificate? It says, this is the title showing the date of birth of said registered owner. So clearly, they're going to be looking to see the age of the owner named on that certificate of title, because you're going to bring the birth certificate to show how old you are when you come and claim or take possession of the property that the state government or whomever is holding on to. Okay, now watch this. This is going to get good. So you bring that, and then it says, providing there is attached to that said birth certificate an affidavit of an affiant who does what? Who states that he or she is familiar with the facts recited, stating that the party named in the birth certificate, okay, is the same party as one of the owners named in the certificate of title. So the names need to be the same. They need to be matching. Well, if you've been around us for any amount of time, we've been teaching on the legal name. The birth certificate itself has the legal name embedded upon it. We'll go into why that is in a moment, but I just need to associate that. Okay, so they want, first of all, the birth certificate to be presented to prove how old the registered owner is. Then okay. And then it says you need to attach an affidavit. So somebody is presenting a sworn document saying what? That I know, I got firsthand knowledge that the one named there is the same as the one named on the other document. So you got the birth certificate and the COLB. I mean, excuse me, the certificate of title, the outstanding certificate of title. Then look what it says. And that thereafter, that register of titles shall treat said registered owner as having attained the age of the majority at a date 18 years after the date of birth shown by said certificate. Now, here's my claim. All of the remedy that we've been searching for in, let's see, owning the name, going through that procedure, patenting, copywriting, all of that has been perpetrated or used, missed the bigger picture. And this right here is actually the expression of the trust that each one of you has from the day one to now. This right here is the expression of it. And I can prove that to you. So that's why they made this process. This process is for you, right? As a participant in this trust, okay? It's an opportunity for you to essentially terminate or collapse said trust. Now, let me qualify that. Be very careful. This is for educational purposes only. None of this is intended to be legal advice.
Don't do any of this stuff. Just for you to know.
Just know this stuff. This is for education. Okay?
You clear now, man. We had to put don't do none of this.
Right. Don't do it. All right. So the point is that with there has to be a provision of remedy in the legal order, and it's legal. It's legitimately called the legal order, y'all. I found it. Never mind. We'll go on that later. But anyways, the legal order. Okay. There has to be remedy provided in every contract. There has to be a clause that allows you to get out. You got certain time. You know that when you get a ticket or something, they've been teaching, if you turn it in or do something within this amount of time. Every contract has to have a clause for escape. Okay. Now, this is the one, so that when you age out, okay, when you obtain the age of the majority, this is when the need to be a ward of the state, a ward of the government ends. It ceases. This was never supposed to be eternal. This was only supposed to be up to a certain date, age. You are supposed to not be relying upon the public trust in order to survive. We weren't originally a welfare state. We became a welfare state by some influence sometime in the 1900s, early 1900s, 1929, with the collapse of the system, right? Where the Great Depression, everything just collapsed and crashed. And when we came out on the other side after 1935, I believe it was Roosevelt instituted the the New World Order, or what was it called? The New Deal. There we go. The New Deal.
Yeah.
So, okay. And so this is what they provided a remedy. And the remedy was, this is how long the person needs to mature, to learn how to operate their own estate, to get off the public coffers, even to move out of mama's house. Okay, at 18, it's assumed that you're going to go out and strike out on your own. Now, when you don't do that, I mean, what's the general thought process behind someone you learned is 40 years old and living at mom's house? Or in the
basically, remember that song by TLC, Scrubs?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so that's the general consensus of the community too. And so you weren't supposed to be on the public system all your life. Come on, get out of the kitchen. You're supposed to be a grown man. You're supposed to be growing competence. Okay. And not only that, you're supposed to learn your rights, right? Be patriotic, learn your rights. Otherwise, you don't have any. Then you're considered a ward. Then you need government subsidies, government handouts.
That is
they
the
got to tell you
law.
what to do. Yeah. And so that's what this is. Minnesota Rule 220B. what they're saying is that birth certificate tells the age, okay, of the one name. Now, if I can, A6, are we still going on time? You want me to move on? Kind of.
No, rock out, man. Go ahead,
Okay.
rock out, bro. I'm sure that they eating this information up. Go ahead.
Oh, awesome. So we're gonna go to the SSA POMS manual. Okay, I'm gonna show you something right now. Show you something. As far as I know, now that we were the first ones to find this, hey, give credit to where credit is due. But this is some powerful information, and I share it. Right? So this is what we're doing. One moment.
What up, Bishop? What's going on, champ? What it is?
In A6, if anybody in the comment has a quick question, please feel free to just throw that on in there.
This gentleman with the esoteric looking name says, who is the registered owner? Wouldn't that be the one named on the document, right?
Good question. Great question. And that's what we're about to cover right now. Good question. You right on point, my man. All right, so check this out. Is it sharing? Can you see it?
I got you.
Oh, very good. All right, so now let's talk about the power of that birth certificate. They just told you that this is essentially the key. What they're telling you is that just like in the story The Wizard of Oz, Frank L. Baum, I think it was 1911 or so, just like in that story, you had it with you the whole time, okay? It was on your feet. Well, you know, they usually take the sole print of your foot and stamp it right on the document, don't they? It was on your feet the whole time. You had it with you the whole time. And I'm going to demonstrate for you for why I'm correct and Mr. L is not. Kindly. So here it is. This is the power of the birth certificate. First of all, why do we have a birth certificate? Here, I'm glad you asked. I'm going to tell you right now. See if I can scroll here. Look down here. So we're at the POMS manual, Social Security, Program Operations Manual System. Okay, this is official. I went right to the URL. But if you look down here, I'll answer the question real quick, fast, and in a hurry. What is the purpose of the birth certificate? You're seeing it for yourself. It says, in general, a U.S.-born person's legal name is the name shown on his or her what? U.S. birth certificate.
U.S. birth certificate, yep.
Let me just repeat before we go forward into what a legal name actually is. I'm going to set some people free here. Watch this. Look, in general, meaning more times than not, a U.S.-born person, this is going to be key right here too. Hopefully we get to this. A U.S.-born person. What is a U.S.-born person? Oh, it ain't what you thought. I can assure you of it. A U.S.-born person's legal name. It's a particular type of name, a legal name. It's not a given name. Oh, watch this. A legal name is the name shown on his or her U.S. birth certificate. So
that's the ens legis. The person in this case is the ens legis entity.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, the U.S. birth certificate's purpose is to embed upon it or to have affixed upon it that legal name. It is a certificate that exemplifies, expresses, and shows and demonstrates the legal name. What is a legal name used for? What is it? Here it is. At the very top, we're at 10212.001A. What is the legal name? It says for Social Security Administration enumeration purposes, a legal name consists of what? A first name and a last name. All right, so if you ever seen those application forms that you fill out on a regular, those legal documents, it says put your first name here and your last name. What are they asking you for? Clearly, a legal name. Now, the legal name, what is it used for? Why do we have it? Why did they construct or contrive it? Here it is. The legal name is the name used to do what? Sign legal documents,
yes,
deeds, or contracts.
Your signal is doing weird stuff. Check your bars because this information is coming in hard, bro. That might be why they're skipping you out. Because when we was talking about baby mamas and all that other goofiness, you was clear, and now they're starting to break you up.
How close am I to the router right now? I'm right above it. Okay. All right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm right on top of it.
Right on top of the information too. That's when they're skipping you out. But go ahead, man. Continue.
And I got full bars, but yeah, please stop me if it's getting too bad, like it's where you can't get what I'm saying. Just stop.
Gotcha.
Okay, thank you. So, do I need to speak slower? Am I?
Nah, you good, man. You good. Go ahead and rock off.
Okay, so what is the legal name?
And don't insult me by asking me if you need to speak slower. Go ahead, man. I'm messing with you. Go ahead.
That's that song, right? Who said that? Trey Songz.
You good, son? Now go ahead, continue. I'm intrigued, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So the legal name is the name used to do what? Sign legal documents, deeds, or contracts. Well,
it's used for commercial purposes, basically.
That's right. Commercial. It's all commerce. Everything. Remember, they say, everything is commerce. All right. So you have the legal name to participate in commerce. So wait, let's rewind, class. Let's go back and review. We just found where the legal name is affixed to. The birth certificate. Yes, the same birth certificate you're supposed to come and use to collapse the trust and take ownership of your assets. All right, I got excited there. Excuse me. Let's get back to professionalism. Here we go. So the legal name. Now let's talk about how it's created. Who created it? How did it come about? Right here. The given name and family name. Look what they did to us. Look what they did to you. This is, let me just clarify. This is the manual, as you saw above. This is the manual to the Social Security Administration employees. It's the mandate for how they should do their job and do their job well. So with that in mind, watch this. They're telling the employee to translate given names and family names shown on documents submitted as Social Security number evidence. Mm-hmm. Let's just stop there. What does it mean to translate something? It means to take something from one language and turn it into another language so that he or she that is needing to read it can understand it in their very own language. Mm-hmm. Let me remind you that we are talking about all things commerce. Let me remind you also that it says that this whole construct is for legal purposes. Remember, I told you about the legal order. Oh, yeah, more on that later. So the legal order is instructing. The Social Security Administration is instructing someone, the employee of the Social Security Administration, to translate, meaning to take the name that you walked in there with, take that natural, God-given, that's why it's called a given name, because your mama gave it to you, the goddess, whatever. But anyways, so you have something that belongs to you. This is your asset. This is your personal proprietary information that your mom gave you specially. It's called christening. She christened you with that name for a reason. And they took that and translated that into what? Right here. To the first and last name on the Social Security number application. Are you picking up what I just put down? What that is telling us is that something you had naturally was translated into something artificial, man-made, constructed, a legal contrivance. That's not what your mama gave you. Shake. Remember that song, Shake What Your Mama Gave?
Yeah, this is also why a lot of people are going to do a name change too, because that has something to do with it. They'll be like, yeah, do a name change and such at a private level, basically. And they'll do like something where they'll have the, I've even heard about UCC ones and non-UCC ones done to claim first lien holder on the all caps name, basically.
Yeah, you got it. You got it. Absolutely. So I hope everybody's picking up what we're putting down. Basically, a translation took place. Now, we talked about a language. What language would you suppose, what type of language would you suppose they translated into? Well, we're talking about the legal order. We're talking about legal documents. So
legalese,
maybe the language would be, say again?
Legalese. Yeah, 100%.
There you go. Legalese. There's the translation. All right. Now, I'll tell you why that's necessary. But for now, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Let me see. Stop. Let me fix this here. Sharing. What do we have? Forgive me. I gotta find this here. Okay. Let's do window. Okay. So what do we have? We started here at, is it sharing? I can't see it.
Yeah, give it a second. Sometimes it takes a minute to pop up.
Oh, that's not what I want.
Yo did a yo did a mirror issue. Yeah, he did that. Okay. Try it again.
Right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So we started with the Minnesota rule, okay? And again, this is my, I guess, argument against Yusuf L's assertion that I'm incorrect. I can demonstrate for you, okay, through what you see right before you, that you can use a birth certificate to come and claim property that is outstanding, that is unclaimed. I can prove to you that you have to bring the birth certificate to that register of titles in order to be eligible to claim. You have to attain what is called right there on the bottom, age of the majority. Why do you need to become or prove that you have attained the age of the majority at 18 years or older, or 18 years past the date on the birth certificate? Why do you think you need to bring that to prove you have obtained the age of the majority in order to collect your assets, your property? Why do you think that is? How about
the most simplest explanation will probably be because you need to show that you're competent enough to handle your own affairs.
100%. And that is the reason that you need the public trust. That is why you right now, unless you have done this process to properly claim the process by the legal order, unless you've done this, you're still considered the age of the minority. That's what you're considered. That's called a ward of the state. Therefore, you need the parents patriae to take care of your needs, to give you government subsidies and handouts, to feed you. That's what welfare system is. The government is providing your rations and what you're going to eat. Okay? And your options are limited. It ain't like you can tell them, well, I don't want that jar of peanut butter. I'd rather have, you can't do that. They got welfare peanut butter. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When I grew up, that's what it was. But anyways, so what you are doing by bringing your birth certificate, proving the age, is you are either proving that you have obtained the age of the majority or proving that you're the age of the minority, which means you're a minor. If you are considered a minor, that is on par with being an infant, but not the infant like a baby. Your infant in your mind state, your psyche, all that kind of thing. And incompetent, legally incompetent. You can be deemed legally incompetent by a judge, even though you're a grown man standing there, 40 years old. And so this is what Minnesota rule is talking about. So in part, Yusuf L is correct, right? So, I mean, I don't see why he's saying I'm wrong. We're saying the same thing. This has to do with collapsing the trust. Now, with that being said, let's not stop there, because we went a step further and explain what the birth certificate is. We know what it can do. We know the authority, the power it has, right? With it, you can come and claim your assets and property if you are of age. You can prove legal competence in the eyes of the law, okay? Now we know what the birth certificate actually is. It is what houses, legal name.
They got you skipping out again. They got you skipping out again.
Okay.
What houses? It cut you off at houses. Say that again.
Okay. So, you said I was at how? What did I say now?
You saying
I
the
missed it.
purpose of the birth certificate, and then it made you go Matrix.
So I would funny, yeah, Matrix.
No,
But
for real. It
anyways,
was like, you remember when the mirror liquid went in his mouth? That's how you sounded a second ago.
oh,
Yeah.
got you. All right, so yeah, so now we know the purpose of the birth certificate, because it is merely that which is which affixes the legal name. So the birth certificate itself is worthless. When does it actually have value? It's once the legal name is created through them taking your God-given natural name and translating that into the legal name. And then they affix that legal name to the birth certificate. That's what gives the birth certificate its authority, its power, its legal capacity. And now we see not only the power of the birth certificate, but we see how it is actually used. And that is to redeem, to prove that you have obtained the age of the majority. Go and redeem your things. Because guess what? If you have obtained what is known as the age of majority, or attained the age of majority, guess what? That means you are now legally competent to manage your own affairs. Therefore, you no longer need the public trust, the state official, the politician to do your work.
And now people are gonna say, man, so what are you saying, man? You saying I can just fly up the highway doing 120 miles an hour? And this is the question you're gonna get. You saying I can start Tokyo drifting around around the city, and if I get pulled over there, say, hey, sorry, sir, we'll leave you alone. Continue. That's what they're gonna want to know.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me appeal to you. As we stated before, this is none of this is legal advice. This is, hey, we're having a great time here. I've done some research and things. I've read some books. Some of them have been fictional. Some of them have been real. But you should not. Don't try any of this at home. Okay, it's not necessary. Okay. So with that being said, I think we're locking up now, aren't we? Freezing up.
A little bit. But go ahead.
All right. So yeah, don't try any of this at home, and be responsible. I always say wield these weapons wisely, because there's too many people trying things out here now. Let me just say that there's too many people out here trying things. You're basically watering down everything anyways by doing that. Things have not fully developed. So you're trying things and it just doesn't make sense, right? Instant gratification has never been, I don't think, a great principle to live by. I don't think. I mean, it might work in some aspects. You might benefit in the short term, but for the most part, yeah, instant gratification does not work. There is no get rich quick scheme. All right. Mm-hmm. None of the founders, none of their ilk just had things handed to them. What they did was they just worked hard. They were more savvy, more cunning, more subtle, if you will. All the characteristics of the proverbial serpent, right? They were smarter, wiser, sharper than any other beast of the field. That's what we're dealing with. And so there is no, again, quick get rich quick scheme is my point. And so just be responsible. There's nothing wrong with exercising your rights, your liberties, and what have you. Just do it responsibly. No, you should not be speeding down the highway doing 100 miles per hour, right? Ghost ride the whip and all that kind of. I probably dated myself when I said that, but you know what I'm saying. That's not what we need to be doing, anyways. I mean, there could be a child walking across the street. Remember that, right? It might be not yours child, but it's somebody's child.
Absolutely.
They care about the child.
Act like you're competent enough to handle your own affairs, in so many words.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. My man just dropped some heat on you guys and showed you the evidence. He's always in the books. Every time I've talked to him, he's always like in front of some books or he's reading something or something like that. But the information seems solid to me, man. I had to say you pretty much proved your point. Yusufel said you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to go as far as to say I don't agree with him. I think you know what you're talking about with that, man. So let them know where they can find you at, man, if they want to get more information on that.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate that. Should I just drop it in the chat, or how should I do it? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Do your thing. You can drop it right in the chat, and then you should be able to highlight it too.
Yeah, let me see if they'll let me do that here. I'm kind of weird over here with this technology. Yeah, okay, I can post right there. So I'm just going to type in my email, which is knowledgewell4u, the number 4, the letter U, at gmail.com. And I definitely like to go live. Now I've been going live Sunday AM. I definitely didn't want to conflict in any way with A6. I love what he does here. I tune in, so I don't want to be, going at the same time as he, but I try to stay at about 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So knowledgewell4u at gmail.com is the email. And yeah, we pride ourselves in doing very thorough research, and disseminating through some of the falsities out there, and dispelling a lot of the myths. This is what I pride myself in doing. With no intent of discrediting any content provider. This is not easy work, man. It's not easy work.
Not at all, man.
Yeah, I can see the kind of things that it takes a lot to comb through those videos in order to present all those and queue those videos up and have, something to say about them and all that. That takes a lot of work, and I appreciate what you do, A6, for sure.
Appreciate it, man.
Absolutely. All right, I just put in at 10:02 p.m. I just put knowledgewell4u at gmail. Yeah, I think I did it right. Oh, knowledgewell. Oh my goodness, my bad.
Try again.
All right, will do.
Just try. You should be. You might be able to edit it. I don't know. If not, just put another one in there.
Yeah, knowledgewell4u at gmail.com. And yeah, I have a lot more where that came from. We do have the remedy. It is being applied right now, both federal and state courts. I will be keeping people abreast of that. I have my Patreon that you can visit as well. BB Productions, if you are listening or are here, please go ahead and drop some information in the comment section over the space of time. But I have much more to share. Obviously, time it doesn't allow, but I really appreciate the opportunity to speak here today with you. Good being around you again. Appreciate you.
Absolute, man. Good looking out, man. Thank you for the information, man. And like I said, you guys go ahead over to KnowledgeWell, his channel, Knowledgewell Media, right? Yeah, KnowledgeWell Media's channel right on YouTube. I know it was KnowledgeWell, but the media sometimes. But yeah, that's his channel right there. You can go support him. If you have any questions, hit his email. He has some great information there, man. And shout out to everybody who does so. Man, we can go ahead and wrap it up for the night then, I guess. With that said, he just dropped the bomb on you guys. Here's the YouTube channel. There you go.
Yep,
so his subscribers should go up after you guys watch the video. Tune into his talks and conversations. Pretty knowledge worthy, and he's very patient with explaining stuff to people too. He'll try to make sure you thoroughly understand what he's saying or comprehend what he's saying, which is always a good thing because you don't want to just have somebody talking at you, because a lot of times that can be annoying. But he'll try to sit down with you and work with you as much as possible. Man, great information on today's show, man. We covered a lot of good topics, man. I will keep you guys abreast on what I find out about this whole Maui situation as the information slides across my desk, of course. Thank you guys for tuning in. And KnowledgeWell, I'll go ahead and give you the floor.
All right. Well, yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for supporting A6. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button if you like the content. And sometimes I even ask people if they don't like it, please hit a thumbs down. Just give me some kind of acknowledgement.
Yo, they should replace the thumbs down with a middle finger, yo. Like, let's go hard with it, man. Put a middle finger instead of a thumbs down. Go, it's 2023. Let's do something new, but okay.
Right.
Maybe I just been watching too much WWF. Yes,
all
sir.
Right, my man. Yeah, I appreciate you. And I do post things during the week as well. So especially just to subscribe. Once you subscribe, you get notification. Make sure you hit that subscribe notification for all.
Absolutely. All right, cool. No doubt. And yes, indeed. It is A6, the foreign national born natural. Thank you guys for tuning in. Excellent conversation. God willing, we'll be here next Sunday, same time. I am going to be doing, I'll probably try to do a live sometime this week too, like just a little quick one. And then also like a couple shorts should be coming this week. I'm working on some change around things with the channel, including a new intro and all that stuff. So that's getting done as we speak. I got a lot of footage I haven't put out yet. You guys saw some of the videos and not videos, but some of the pictures in the Telegram group that I shared of me being in different historical monument places. But I do have some stuff I'm working on for you guys. So I've been doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes. You've seen the logo in the beginning, the moving logos I have. So we are upgrading. So thank you guys for being patient. And I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.